This is Jarvis.
And this is Drea.
And welcome to our world.
We're going to talk about our recent trip to Punta, Cana, Dominican.
The DR.
We went in September of 2022. The weather was good. It rained one day while we were there. Wasn't too bad.
Okay, so the first thing we're going to get into is the arrival at the airport. So we flew out of Charlotte. So once we got to Punta Cana, we had my wife set up a fast track, and the fast track was very helpful in my opinion. It helped us bypass a lot of the the customs and yeah, and all that different stuff. So once you bypass all that, it saved us what? How much time you think that saved us?
It was fast. We were off the plane, through customs, through immigrations in 15 minutes.
Yep. And so if you do the fast track, they'll take you to a little lobby area where you can get coffee or snacks and even set up your transportation. If you want them to set up your transportation, they'll set up your transportation. Only thing you got to do is tell them what resort you living in or you're going to be staying in, and then they'll bring a driver in. And most of the drivers, they know exactly what the hotels are and where the hotels are and all that. So you won't have to worry about it. You just basically tell them the name of the hotel. And so after that, we used the fast track to get the driver, and the driver took us to the resort.
Once we got to the resort, we stayed at the Grand Bavaro Princess Platinum Suite. Once we got to the resort, as soon as we got out of the taxi, a bellman was there to get our luggage. We hopped from the taxi onto this little golf cart. We went to the Platinum Suite check-in, which was very quick, very swift. They were very nice to us. We were able to understand them. They spoke good English. We got our little arrival package, which was like 3 cigars and a platinum bag, which was very nice. Then we hopped back on a cart, and a bellman actually escorted us to our room, carried our luggage up the stairs, opened the door, made sure the room was good.
Yeah, so the first thing we did when we got to the room, to pre-warn everybody, is a lot of mosquitoes there and insects. So my wife bought these different items to use to help prevent, the mosquitoes, or get rid of the mosquitoes per se. And so we set the room up. We did that.
And we do have a separate video on that, so check out that. Be prepared for mosquitoes in the Punta Cana.
Okay, so I'm gonna let you tell some more about the room and stuff.
Once we got to the room was very nice. We had a platinum suite, which was close to the resort. We were in room 5823, which was very nice, very clean. There was a mini bar stocked with 3 bottles of alcohol, Coke, Sprite, water, beer. The room was very nice. We had a very nice view. I loved it.
Yeah, I love the room. I would give the room like a 9.5. I can't get it a 10 because the only thing about the room was the water. I didn't think the water got hot enough, but it's comfortable enough due to the water problems they probably have on the island. So there's no complaints. But if you use the hot showers, just be ready to take maybe lukewarm showers, nothing very, very hot, because where we was at, the water didn't get that hot.
Yeah, it just got, comfortable enough for you to take a shower. There was no steam on the mirrors or anything like that, so there was no hot steamy showers. And the water pressure. The water pressure could have been a little better, but I do understand that we were at a resort, and we were in the Dominican. So if you know anything about the Dominican, their plumbing system and things like that are not up to par with ours. So, but it was fine. It didn't ruin our vacation or anything like that. It was just fine. You just have to adjust to it and get used to it.
So next, I guess we'll talk about the resort and the things that were on the resort, like the clubs, the pools. Just give them a little, rundown of the layout of the resort.
Okay. First of all, it's a pretty big resort, and it's like a open sanctuary wildlife resort. So there's lots of birds and flamingos and peacocks around, which is beautiful. The resort is big, so every 10 minutes there's a golf cart that comes around and it takes you to where you need to go. So we were on the platinum side, so there was a platinum buffet, but the main buffet was over in the lobby area. So we did have to go over there a lot for the entertainment at night. For most of the restaurants, you will have to go there.
And we recommend getting a map from check-in when we had our map, and if you just look at the map, it'll break down where all the golf cart, the stops to be, the line that the golf cart take, and it'll have everything broken down like where it is on the resort. So you just pretty much, when you take the golf cart, you have your map and you can kind of guide you to where you're going on the island.
Yes, he was great
on the
with
resort.
That. He got us everywhere we needed to go. He was great with that. But the golf carts come around every 10 minutes, so you can get to where you need to go. The food, let's see, we were platinum, so we had access to all the restaurants. You do have to make reservations for these restaurants, but in my opinion, the food at the restaurants was better than the buffet. The fruit was amazing. This is some of the best mango I've ever had in my life there. Like, I ate mango all the time. The mango there was so good. The fruit was good.
Yeah, and speaking of food, be careful. I would be careful with the fish consumption. I got a bug. I ate some fish, and I was down for about a day, but we also had relatives that told us the same thing that happened to them. Then actually, we'll get into this later on, but when we was on our safari excursion, we heard a couple of other people that stayed at different resorts. Even some people that stayed on our resorts told us that they had similar issues when they ate the fish in particular. So just be on the lookout for that, and just be conscious of that, because it messed me up for about a day.
Be conscious of the amount of the fish that you eat.
Yep.
I would not eat too much of the fish at all. I did not eat fish at all, so I did not have that problem. I did have lobster, I had shrimp, but I did not eat the fish, so I had no problems at all. But just be very aware of the type of fish and the amount of fish that you do eat.
Yeah, and the water also. They recommend not drinking the tap water. So most of the time when you ask for water, they're either going to give you water that's been filtered, and but most of the time they have water bottles, different size water bottles. They have water bottles at the bar, etc., etc. So if you need water, don't use the tap water. Just get the bottled water that they give you. Do you want to talk about the restaurants, or do you want to talk about the beach, what the beaches are like?
Let's talk about the beaches.
Okay, yeah, we could talk about the beach. I'll let her start that off then.
We were on the platinum side, so we were closer to the beach. It was our beach, our room was maybe, or our bungalow was maybe 2 down from the beach, so it was just a very short walk to the beach anytime we wanted to go. There are, at the platinum beach, there are 2 bars. It's very beautiful. There's security on the beach. There are also hustlers on the beach, so just know that these guys are walking around. They're going to sell you any and everything. If you do not want it, just politely decline.
I'm sorry, but just be firm, because you can't get caught up in a little tailwind, because those guys, like I say, they hustling and they're trying to get there, so they out there, they really trying to get it. So yeah, so you just tell them straight up, that no, or I'll come to you later on. But and a lot of times if you just ask for their card, I notice if you ask for their card and then you have one of them card, and when the next one come through, you can tell them I already got this card, and then they kind of, because it's kind of like how the guy put it, is
commission.
It's commission based, so that's why they coming so hard. But they can't step on each other's toes, I guess, when it comes to the.
We did. We took pictures with monkeys, with the parrots. We bought bracelets off the beach. What else did we buy off the beach?
I think that's all that you bought off the beach. But they did have like paintings and things like that. But we just cigars,
anything
drinks, anything you want.
You can get it on the beach.
Yeah,
just remember that anything you want,
they'll offer you anything under the sun. So but that's just the aspect of the beach, as far as like the people trying to sell you things or get you to join excursions. but the beach itself, the scenery of the beach, like the sand is what the sand, yeah, the sand was like a reddish pink to me. There's a lot of reef, what was it? Seaweed that washes up on the coast of it. So that's another thing about the beach, is heavy with seaweed. And the water, though, the water is beautiful. It's, once again, it's in the Caribbean, so during different times of the day, the water kind of changes color. It'll start off as like a deep blue, and by afternoon, if you're out there on the beach, it'll start having these different shades of blue. So that is a very beautiful beach. And you said earlier when we was talking about it's kind of private too, right?
Yeah, like what we were on the platinum side. So there's a private beach for the platinum members, which is very nice. We always had a beach chair, the beach umbrellas. It was never too crowded. We had beach service. There was always a waiter or someone coming by asking us if we needed a drink. So we always were attended to on the beach, and we always had beach chairs. No matter what time or day that we went out, we always had access to the beach lounge chairs, the beach loungers, the big huts. So it was very nice. It was very beautiful.
Yeah, and just like at most resorts we've been to, the people are very nice, like from the beach, from the bars to the gift shops to whatever. What do you want to cover next? Like, what do you think we should tell them about next? Do you think we should talk about the excursions and what the excursions offers, or you want to talk to them about that?
Besides, we give the resort, I would say, a 9 out of 10, only because of the water pressure. And then again, this is just a heads up. They do not want you to flush your toilet paper. So, there's signs on the back of the toilet, no flush. So that kind of took a little getting used to. I really didn't get used to it. By the last time day it was time to go, I was just realizing, like, oh gosh, shouldn't flush the toilet paper. But that's just something else to keep in mind. You are in another country, so there are different rules. You just have to adapt to them. The resort was very big. The entertainment, the food was very nice. They do have room service. The room service, do you think it took a long time? It was average for that size resort we were at? I think the room service time was kind of average for the resort that we were at. You just keep in mind, just order it before you get too hungry.
Yeah, so another thing that I was bringing up earlier was the excursions they have. What was the name of the actual excursion we went on? We
went on a safari excursion, and we did book that through Grand Bavaro Princess in the main lobby there at the excursion center. So we booked it through them there. It was the safari excursion.
Okay, so we highly recommend that. We highly recommend taking that excursion. It's very informative, very educational, and you get to do a lot of different things. Name some of the stuff that we got to do along the way.
We went on a sugar cane plantation. We went to where they make the coffee beans at, where the tobacco farm. We went to an elementary school, and we actually got to interact with some children there. That was awesome. We went through some of the neighborhoods, through the town. What else did we do? We got to taste the coffee. We got to taste hot chocolate. The Mama Juana. We purchased Mama Juana, but if you go to the Dominican from Punta Cana, you will know what Mama Juana is. So definitely check that out.
Yep, I mean it was, like I say, it was worth the money and it was worth the experience. And we actually, and then another
the rainforest, babe. The rainforest was beautiful.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And they had wild fruit growing everywhere, like coffee beans, bananas,
star fruit.
Yeah, they had a lot of stuff. And another thing we forgot to mention too during the excursion, they said they was gonna feed us, but we thought it was gonna be like a little small lunch or whatnot. They ended up taking us to this ranch, and when we got to the ranch, it was kind of like a restaurant and some gift shops, and it was like looked like a horse stable off in the distance. So when we got there, we got to eat authentic Dominican food, and it was delicious. To me, the food that we ate at the excursion, on that ranch was probably the best because it was authentic and it was fresh and it was delicious. And another thing we got to see was the cigars. You remember how they make the cigars?
How they make cigars. We saw a lady roll a cigar right in front of us. How they make it, how they dry it out. There was gift shops there. We went horseback riding at this ranch.
And that was something we wasn't even expecting. Like we wasn't even expecting to do the horseback riding, and that was a very beautiful experience.
Just the ride there was a beautiful experience.
Oh yeah.
How we got to interact with the locals. The ride there was absolutely beautiful. From the mountains to the trees.
Yeah, the mountains are beautiful. It's just like, it's so different because it's palm trees in the mountains. So that was very beautiful. Rainforest, really, you know. And our tour guide was very informative. Leo the lion. He said, you know, but he don't bite, something like that.
Yeah,
he said.
Leo the lion,
but he was very informative.
Oh, the cathedral.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of the cathedral. Maybe we'll have to put it on the screen throughout the video.
The name of the cathedral.
But it was nice. And another thing, once again, about the hustlers, people will offer to take a picture for you and in return wanting a tip or wanting you to give them a little something for taking a picture. So if people kind of approach and say, I'll take the picture, just know that you can take your own picture, or you can get them to take the picture. It's on you, but they're going to want to expect a tip. They're not going to get mad or nothing like that, but they will be expecting some. So just be kind of conscious of, like, you know,
if anyone picks up your bag, they want a tip. If anyone does anything for you,
it's pretty much a tip behind it. So we talked about the resort. We talked about the beach.
The nightlife on the resort is nice as well. It's located more over in the main lobby there. So if you want to get the nightlife, it's over in the main lobby. There was salsa dancing, karaoke. There was
performances.
a lot of nice things in the nightlife, and we enjoyed that.
And even if you don't really are into like the nightlife type thing, they, like she said earlier, they have a lot of nature that you can walk around and see. On the way to the main buffet, when we was on the cart, it's like a little walk area where you walk through like this little mini like forest, and it has a bunch of wildlife too. So we seen people doing that. We talked about the excursion, we talked about the beach, we talked about the nightlife, we talked about the incense, we talked about the food. What else?
The service there is very nice.
Yes, the service.
We were treated very nice. The service, our room was always clean. Our housekeeper, our room attendant was very nice. She was a beautiful lady every morning, buenos dias, and she was just awesome. Her vibe was very nice. So, and we met a lot of nice people here. Like we went home making friends. So that was nice as well.
Oh yeah, and another thing that you have that's an essential part when you get to the resort is the wristbands.
Yes. Your wristband is your key card. So you don't have a key card, you have wristbands.
So don't cut them off, because you're going to need to basically have that on to your whole stay till you leave. So do you think, is there anything else that we can think of offhand right now that we can give them to make, if they decide to go to the DR or Punta Cana and stay on the resort we stayed on? Is there anything that you can give to people to have them with all the knowledge and stuff they need to maneuver if they decided to take this trip and go to this resort?
Explore everything. Get on one of those little go-karts and just ride around and explore everything. The coffee shop was located right in front of our little bungalow, our villa. So all we had to do was walk out, and there was the coffee shop there. The beach was right down. So just get out and kind of ride around and explore things.
And speaking of exploring, one more thing. If you go to the resort that we stayed on, Grand Bavaro Princess, you can walk outside of the resort. I wouldn't recommend going far because I don't know how pushy or aggressive the street hustlers are or whatnot, but where we was at, it was a shop right across the street, and they had
that was like 4 shops.
Yeah, 4 shops. This was like a plaza, almost like a plaza, right?
Was a plaza.
And you can get authentic food from them. You can get gifts. Go to the gift shop and buy. Mama Wana.
It's cheaper there than it is on the resort.
Yeah, so that's another thing. You can't go outside the resort. It's not that bad. Just I wouldn't venture off too far if you're not familiar with the area, but that's another thing that you could do. There are different things outside of the resort that you can go to just to get an experience of the country and get outside the confines of the resort. So
we had a nice time. We
yeah,
walked
we had a great
outside
time.
of the resort maybe two days. So
Yep.
we got things from the gift shop. We went to a restaurant. We went to the plaza. We saw the club. So it was very nice. We had a very nice time walking off the resort. Not one time did I feel unsafe. But like I said, we did not go too far. Wherever we went, it was like you could kind of, the resort never kind of went off site. So
yep. And so, like I say, if you're worried about when you get there how to get the transportation from the airport to the room, use the fast track service. Once you go there and you have your stay for the days that you're going to be there, the hotel room will also set that up for you to leave. So you don't have to worry about getting there, and you really don't have to worry about getting back to the airport when it's time to leave. With that said, thank everybody for tuning in. This is Jarvis.
And this is Drea.
And welcome to our world. And to the next trip, to the next video, to the next vacation, we shall see y'all later.
Yes, peace, love, and happiness.
I'm gonna show them how to get in.
We got our platinum wristband, and that's how you open up the door. All right, go ahead. And we are in 5823, which is closer to the beach. scratch you.
You two don't get along.
No, they don't. I don't look. Yeah, this horse is not getting along with anybody. I don't know what's wrong with her today. Oh Lord.